I look at people and I wonder all day, who are you and you are not the one in your way. And then I think about myself and I stayed. I'm a pretty boss, look almost your brain waste. I'm a freak in the sheets, but I got class. I'ma grab an ass if you want it. Best you ever had, give it to you back. Ooh. I'm the girl that they don't talk about, quiet with a big mouth. Listen for the doubt, then call it. Make you out for what you say to me. Look at every single date. If you got what I need, then oh, I'll take you on like a big deal. Legs you can unseal, key in ignition. Just keep me full like I had a meal once in a while. Feel alright. I know you like it, can't fight it. I'ma let you ride the wave. I'm New York and you're LA. Come together, feel the shock waves.
Hey, there we go. I just missed it. Hiya. So I'm trying this new thing where I'm streaming to like 5 different things. So we'll see how this goes. I'm trying to figure out how to see all of the chat all at once from all the things. And it's kind of weird. And I'm not exactly sure how to do it. I should have figured this out beforehand. Well, what I did was I used this platform called Restream. I guess I could pull this up. I'm on something called Restream, and it's got just this tiny chat. You see it right here. That's it. I don't know how to get a bigger chat. And it shows me if someone comments from YouTube or comments from Twitch or whatever. But I'd like it bigger somewhere, and I don't know how to do it. So we'll just see. I knew how to do it. I knew how to do it when it wasn't an event. So maybe that's my problem. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I could just pull this up like this. Will I see these? Someone say something. Oh. What's going on with the music? Can you hear it, or is it... What's going on? Yeah, I hear it twice. Oh. YouTube. That's what it was. My bad. It should be fixed. Should be fixed now. All right. Oh, the chat's not going to stay here. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I like my own post. All right, I don't know. It's weird. I'll just deal with chat, I guess. no one says anything, who cares, right? So, events. Cool. Well, that's annoying. I'm gonna write a letter. All right. Yeah, I want to just do some code. I want to work on a pull request that has yet to be made. So that's fun. Mostly Ansible, I guess. But yeah, so there's one thing I want to fix real quick though. Hang on, let me look at this. All right, that's fine. All right, good there. Let me update this crap. Good there. Okay, the thing that bugs me is if I go to like NeoVim, whoops, NeoVim Lua or something. Lua snip. Well, I guess that doesn't make sense. If I go to a file and just open up any file, I'm going to open Harpoon. Harpoon is opened. Now when I go back to my Explorer, oh, it works here. Okay, it didn't work on my other computer. Like the file or folder that I had previously selected, it would just reset to like having the first thing selected every single time. And that was really annoying, but it doesn't look like that's a problem here. So never mind. I was going to try to fix that first, but who cares? WSLs for the week. I have never even attempted to try to install or configure NeoVim on Windows. I don't know why you do it. I'm using WSL now. Ubuntu on WSL. At work, I just SSH into an Ubuntu server, and so I use it on actual Ubuntu, not WSL. But both are great. I have not even attempted Windows, right? All right, I'm getting out of that. All right. So I'm going to, I guess I don't need to be in here. Flux. So there's this project. I've been over this a million times, but I'll just crack it open. This Flux node install here is a bunch of Ansible that installs Flux nodes. And I would like to, right now, it's like baked into the config is a node version. Right now it's node 16. But let's say we went and wanted to update this to 20. How exactly do we want to handle Ansible, like cleaning up the system of version 16 and then replacing 20, stopping services, cleaning it up, restarting, installing the new version, just a proper upgrade path for this. That's what I want to build tonight. The other day I worked on, wait, what was I just looking at? Oh, that must not be merged yet. I've been going ham on some pull requests. Okay, yeah, this updates the repo version. Location. Okay, so this improved how I'm purging node from the system. So what I want to do is something like, let me just come in here. For NVM. Yeah, right. So when you run the NVM tag, which normally gets ran all the time, but you could target this. You could NVM install or NVM purge. This main file here, I'll just make this bigger, has you basically two tags, NVM install or NVM purge if you wanted to clean this up or reinstall for some reason. But I think I want this to like have some sort of route, some sort of like upgrade route. NVM like check upgrade check or something, or I'll just call it NVM check. All the defaults. Cool. This may need to get tossed. I don't know. I'll just build NVM check and see. NVM check. Right. So something like a task to detect if node is installed already. If it is and is not. Yep, reinstall with new version. If it's the same, then do nothing, I guess. Maybe. So yeah, so this is Windows Terminal. I would like to use there's a terminal on the horizon that's being developed for Windows. It's called Warp. I've heard some good things. I've heard some bad things. Right now it's Mac only, which obviously I'm not a Mac. I've also tried Kitty, which is really fast, but Kitty doesn't support ligatures, which I need and love and want and have to have. Alacrity isn't on for Windows, so that sucks. So for now, yeah, I'm just using Windows Terminal to launch Ubuntu WSL. I love Windows Terminal. It does everything I want, really. It would just be nice to have a single config across the board, because like for let me get out of here. This is I don't need this one either. Okay. For other systems, I have it install. Where the heck is Kitty? I mean, oh, I use Alacrity on Ubuntu. Do I? Maybe I got rid of my Kitty config. I'm confused. Anyway, it'd be nice to not maintain a config for Windows and then a separate config. You know, I just manually configure Windows Terminal. But when I'm running in WSL, actually, let me pull that back up. Alacrity, tasks, WSL. Because WSL 2 can access the Windows file system and vice versa. With the way I do my dot files, I've got a YouTube video on my dot files, by the way. Ansible does it, and so I can have Ansible store my Alacrity config or my Kitty config or whatever and put those files on the Windows file system. So when I launch Windows Alacrity or Windows Kitty to launch WSL, my Windows program is configured with the Ansible that ran in WSL putting files on my Windows drive. Oh, okay. I'll find it's on my YouTube. Just find my YouTube. No, I'll get it. I've got 2 YouTube videos, so it's not hard to find. What's the fastest way to do this? Get shareable link copied. I'll just do everything. Whoa. Paste. Did that work? Cool. Hey, Perez, thanks for following. Nice to see you. How are you? I am using NeoVim and WSL. Deal with it. Not Windows. But I was talking about in a terminal, if I was going to use one for Windows that wasn't Windows Terminal, how I'd use my dot files to configure it. And here's just an example. You can see I've got like my Alacritty config here. I think Alacritty is just YAML, and I'm telling Alacritty launch WSL. Here's my fonts. Alacritty does work for Windows. Yeah, so I configure Alacritty with my dot files that runs in from Ansible. But it puts the config files in Windows because Alacritty is obviously installed in Windows. But anyway, I've made my point. But it's kind of just weird in Windows. It just kind of sucks. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, that's that. Where the heck was I? Back here. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I think where the heck? The heck did I put that? There it is. Oh, I still have this open. I played a game of League earlier. First time in like 3 years I played League. It was fun. Get out of here. Update Mongo. This one I kind of want merged, but it hasn't been out here that long. It's been out here for a few days. Well, Car made a PR, so maybe I can just merge it. I don't know. Yep, okay. I'll ping him on here. Car, if you're around, I just need a looks good to me, and I'll merge this in. I can override this. I don't know. I don't like to if I don't have to. All right, but what this PR does, maybe I could just check it out, is whoops. Ugh. Whoops. Git pull. Cool. NVM. What do I want to call this? Update node. Update node version. That's how pros do it. All right. Now that this is here, let me just stash anyway. Robust purge. So what I ended up doing to more fully purge node was first we stop Flux, we stop the daemon, and then we clear every node folder we can find. Node, all the modules, everything. Yep, we remove everything that matches those folder structures and patterns. And then we put in some aliases for node, we remove those. So if there's an update, because of the way we install, and I may have to dig through this repo's documentation a little more. It's where the heck? There we go. It's this repo. And I think this got moved. I'm going to just go to GitHub. Not found. That's because this is now NVM sh. Here we go. So this project is how we install NVM, which we use to install Node. And it's got instructions on installing. you would just come in and pick a version and install. But if we want to upgrade, we probably just have to grab a new script. What is this? This music's kind of... I tried to find a playlist. I'm just playing a playlist on Spotify that says it's made for Twitch, which should mean it's copyright free. Hopefully that extends to YouTube and everything else. So I'm not used to listening to like music with lyrics while I'm streaming, but if it's weird, I'll change it. Okay, so the install. First, we make sure the folders exist. We download the install script locally. We don't just curl run it directly. Then we run the script. Oh, I guess we just run the install script directly. Okay, NVM install. Oh, so the install script just installs NVM. And then we use NVM to install the specific version. There's a copyright-free channel from Riot. Oh, I don't care. This is just a random thing. Did you actually tweet, or do we just got a jokester here? I spent that was the start of my career, was PowerShell. Oh, you do have a tweet about PowerShell. Let's see. Started programming in Rust is because I don't want to get in love with another language. I spent a couple days with PowerShell. Is this a pro PowerShell tweet? Because I spent the first 8 years of my career. Well, that's what I was saying. Only doing PowerShell, and that's how I was able to jump into Go real quick. Was PowerShell taught me everything about programming that I know, basically, before I hit Golang and some Python and stuff. But anyway, all right, I'll like it because it says PowerShell. PowerShell is a great... I think I have an extra space here. Yep, I do. There we go. Cool. I'm going to put this down here. All right. So can I do... How do I do this? So that's my Node version. NVM install Node. But we're saying NVM install a specific version. So maybe we... Oh, a PowerShell broski. Are you in any PowerShell servers? Because I'm in a couple, and that's kind of where I met a lot of community, and I've got some open source PowerShell modules and stuff. That's kind of where I started doing open source stuff and being interested, and finally being brave enough to make my code public, because being roasted makes you better, you know? I got over that, and I've got some modules published and stuff. I tried to write a couple that I really wish would have worked out. I tried to write a PowerShell module that would let you order Chipotle, but they don't have the right API set that's public that you don't have to pay for to do that. And then I tried the same thing with Chick-fil-A, and I knew a guy who knew a guy. They got me in touch with their core development team, and same thing. They don't have the right free public API set to let you order Chick-fil-A over PowerShell. So I was a little sad about that, but the skeleton modules are still out there if you find them. I think it was called PS Chipotle and PS Chick-fil-A or something like that. But I always wish those would have worked out, but they just didn't. All right, well, I think, honestly, an upgrade should just be a purge. Here's what I mean. If I came here and put this to some version 20, I don't know, sure, 20.2, who knows? If I did, I should just have a, what is happening? I hit the wrong button. I should just have a check that sees if it's installed and if there's a newer version. And if the check maybe, I shouldn't put that. I shouldn't put that in check. I should just put it in the install. I mean, not. Sorry, my face is being stupid. Git stash, cool. I want to update node version, and then pop twice. All right. I did a ton of PowerShell for 9 years. Yeah, okay, and worked with automation on devices, SolarWinds. Nabble? I've never heard of that. Should I know what that is? That's interesting. So I've done a lot of different PowerShell. I started in, typical IT support. I automated a bunch of stuff for support, but then I kind of was like the best PowerShell person near the other departments. So I kind of wrote PowerShell scripts for the infrastructure team and stuff like that. Until I eventually moved into a DevOps role where I wrote so much PowerShell for that, but also all of our CI/CD pipelines were basically PowerShell scripts being called by Saki, like as the task runner. They were Saki scripts to order the PowerShell functions that would get called. So that's really when I was in that job. That's where I was. I had the PS Chipotle and the Chick-fil-A ideas. Was like on successful PowerShell pipeline deployment. At the end, it's just like look up all the devs that are on call for that deployment and order them a specific thing to their addresses. Like just your pipeline would automatically order you food at the end of it in PowerShell. I thought that's where I got the idea from, and I thought it would have been really cool. How are the twins? They are not here yet. So I have 2 toddlers. They are 2 and 4, and I will have twins in a couple months. So it's crazy to think that every time we've had a child, it has doubled the number of childs. We went from 1 to 2 and now 2 to 4. It's just wild. Yeah. No, they're not here yet, but everyone's healthy. There's just a million things you have to worry about when it's twins versus a normal pregnancy, and everything is like the best possible news it could be. So everybody's well. So yeah, thanks for asking. Twins are still cooking, but they'll be here soon. All right. Geometric progression. Yeah, something like that. Fibonacci children. I don't know. All right. What I was saying was, I don't think putting this here is a good idea. I think the install should always check the version. And if it detects that the version you've defined is newer than what's installed, then install internally should call purge and then just continue with the install. I think that makes the most sense. So, ensure it exists. This is basically an ensure it exists as well. I'm gonna add a name. Checking if it's installed. This should probably be a block. All right, NVM user, NVM. Type. It must be a function then, NVM. Where does this come from? What in tar nation? NVM is a function. So what would that be? Command -v NVM. Okay, and if there's nothing, then nothing. So I would just check to see. Let me just write this and see if Copilot helps me out. NVM is a. So check for a command NVM. Yeah, register. And I guess that's it. Take cornflakes. You know what's funny? With how much grief I give you about your cornflakes, I have cornflakes. I have a box of cornflakes. I would never admit that live on stream, but I have some cornflakes. I like that I can feed them to my kids and it's not sugary cereal, you know. But every now and then, you might catch me having some cornflakes. But you didn't hear that from me. All right. Okay, so if there's any output in this in standard out, that means it's already installed. And then check. Hang on. How do you check the version? NVM. Well, we don't care about NVM version. It's Node version? Or is it just Node? That's what I want. With the whey powder, because I'm a big boy. Oh, you put whey? So it's like chocolate milk. You know, chocolate milk cornflakes. Check. Yeah, okay, check if Node is installed. Home NVM. Oh, I'm typing this behind myself. I kind of forget about that, but okay. .nvm versions v something bin node. If this was the case, this wouldn't match. Oh, hey, I do not see these. Did you guys see the notification on Twitch? Or I guess maybe YouTube or all of them? I think my notifications are broken. So if you saw that, cool. If you didn't, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah. No alerts. I don't know. I'm trying new stuff and I haven't had time to fix my alerts. I don't know. I barely have time to go live. So it is what it is. But I appreciate it. Thank you. And for following. I think I pointed that out, but thanks. I stream once a year on Twitch. I just want to do. I don't like this music. I'm gonna change it. Sorry if you like it. I don't. It's distracting. I just want this. This has to run as a login shell. I will check it out later. I promise. Maybe for next time. I think I want to just run this as a command. But this only works because it's a login shell. I believe. Is it -I? Yeah. Yeah. And then if we see the output there, Node is installed. And so we should see, well, I don't really care what the command is. I just care that it's installed. So node version gives me the version failed when false, because if that doesn't exist, I don't want that to puke. Check node. What is happening? Node version. I do this in my dot files. Let's just look at Go, for example. I get the latest version. And then my when condition. So I get, this would be like the output from node -- version. And this would be the version that's defined in the vars file. Yeah, so I'll just steal that. So I would have a task here, name, purge, nvm, and node. Include role, nvm purge. Apply tags, nvm purge. This is all Ansible. Yeah, I'm not really explaining that all that well. So the project that I'm working on is it here? Oh, this is NVM. So it's this Flux node install repo that I've got. And the purpose of this is to replace a big bash script that was originally made for this. But with Ansible, you can have it run against 1,000 nodes all at once instead of SSHing in to each node individually and running a bash script on each instance. So you got to do that 20 times or however many nodes you want to spin up. You've got to do it that many times. With Ansible, you just define all the servers, all your infrastructure, and you run it once. And Ansible will SSH into all of them and then do all the things idempotently. That's Ansible. And so the way Ansible works is you have these tasks. And a task is just like a command to run, and you give that command arguments, or you configure that command. But it flows a little differently than a bash script. You can do some like if-else logic, but it doesn't read that way. It's supposed to be, Anyway, that's Ansible. Each of these is it does a thing like this. It takes a URL, it goes and downloads the content at that URL. And that's just one step. Instead of having a big ugly curl command, and it's all baked in. We can variabilize it, and it's just readable, and you have to name the task. And so it's very easy to understand what's happening next and when, instead of like a ton of bash nesting, and you don't really know how to get like the logic branches and stuff that can happen in bash. Ansible takes care of a lot of that because it's just very easy to see what happens next, and then each task has a when condition on it. So if that condition's not met, it just goes to the next task. It doesn't skip a bunch of stuff. So anyway, yes, the answer is yes. This is all Ansible. And for NeoVim, to get my Ansible LSP to attach, I have hard-coded all YML files are Ansible, and everything else, Kubernetes manifests, Helm charts, everything else is YAML, and Ansible knows not to attach. That's the only way I know. There's probably some gross auto command that I can put in NeoVim to look at the directory structure and discern if it's an Ansible file or not. But this was just easy. Just hard code it to YML and be done. Whoops. What the heck am I doing? All right. So I check if NVM's installed. If it is, I check if Node is installed. I really want to check if it's installed. I want to do command node like this. And if it's installed, then I want to check the version. Get installed node version. That's not a thing. Run it in bash, register node version. And yep, when it's installed. When that's not blank. Check if that's here. Check if that's here. Too far. Lurk. I approve of lurkers. Get installed version. Yeah. Oh, I want this to just be a command. Node version. Here for the Flux airdrop. Yeah. Get scammed. Send me your wallet. I'd probably send you Flux if you DM me your wallet. So that's a thing. For the lols. All right. So once I see that it's installed and I get the version, then I want to compare. Check if node upgrade is needed. I'm going to change this from a debug, but we would come down to vars and see nvm.node.version. I want to like set a fact. What the heck? Set fact. Whoa, 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 whoa. My linter is drunk. What is wrong with this quote? Jeez. Linter went wild. Yeah, so this isn't correct. Because I don't know what version compare is. What the heck is that? It returns 0 if the versions are equal, 1 if the first. Oh, if this is real, I did not know about this. Where the heck is my dadgum here? Ansible built-in version test. Compare version strings. I did not know this existed. Holy cow. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. The problem is the version I get will have a V at the beginning. So I'm wondering if it's a semantic version, but oh crap, you sent me your wallet. Let's get out the old Zelcore. I'll do that on the side once it pops up. Oh, it's got to update. Great. Corresponds to Python. I don't know what that class is, so that doesn't tell me anything. Three dot separated numeric components. That's fine. And this is at the end, but I've got a V at the beginning. So I may have to do like where the heck do I do node version? I may have to like cut this. One. First. Cut. Oh, interesting. Can I do node? Wrap that in parentheses. Oops, that's not what I meant. Oh, you like... Okay, I tweak my settings all the time. Thank you. Honoring our stash dev forefathers. But yeah, I mess with my mic all the time, so I appreciate knowing that it sounds great. It's fine. Papa and I have a special bond. It's funny to say that out loud because we call my grandpa Papa. Like I'd never said grandpa before ever. He's Papa to everyone. And so it's just funny to say it out loud about somebody else. What does this say? C2 dash. Oh, cut. Perfect. That's what I want. So let's do C2 dash. And that'll give me the exact version. Maybe match the exact version. in our var YAML. And then you get the version. Check if the update is needed. So node version, standard out, version compare, VM node version. And let me look at this doc here. So this would be the version that we checked is actually installed. Okay, is, oh, version or version compare. This just sees if they're equal. I guess maybe I want that, because maybe even if you have a newer version installed, maybe somehow you accidentally upgraded, you want what's in your config to be installed, in my opinion. So if you're at a newer version, purge it and reinstall, you know, whatever it is. Okay, I think I might do that. So node version standard out is version whatever equals. Oh, I would say not equals. And what is this going to do? Come back with a true or false? Oh, assert returns true or false. Wow. Wild. I've never used an assertion in Ansible like this. I didn't know this existed. Node version. This is just version. And they're going to be not equal. Whoa. What the heck? Not equal. That's a ligature right there. For those that don't know, a ligature is when a specific character sequence is recognized, it transforms it. That's, I can do like hyphen arrow, and it actually turns it into an arrow. Double caret with a single, it turns it into a new character, and that character exists in my font. And so the ligature defines, if you see hyphen, greater than, that code sequence, substitute it with this other like glyph, basically this icon. And there's a million of those. Like 3 asterisks turn into that. Equals caret turns into like a thick boy arrow. So that's a ligature, and Kitty doesn't support ligatures. So, or does it? It's Alacrity that doesn't support ligatures. I think that's what it is. He's not a ligature enjoyer. Well, yeah, a lot of people aren't because they have never even heard of it. They don't know the goodness. But I use ligatures, by the way, in NeoVim, by the way, that I use on my Dvorak, by the way. Trying to make sure I sign in right. All right, there you go. I sent you Phlox. You're welcome. Papa. What version of Ubuntu? All right, cool beans. All right, back to this. What a guy, what a pal. You're welcome, Papa. This is just gonna be crazy that this works. And so because this is gonna return a Boolean, if they're not equal, I want it to return true. So then, if it is true and node update is needed, then I will purge NVM right here. When node update needed is defined and not skipped. What is this? Is defined and, well, it resolves to true or false. So all these conditions have to be true. This is another way of writing a big long and statement. Buy me something. Buy me the book bundle. I don't know. I would take some Chipotle right now. If you Grubhub a burrito to my house. Actually, I probably wouldn't. Don't do that because I wouldn't eat it right now. I feel weird. I'm just drinking coffee, but someday you can Grubhub me some Chipotle or something. Or just sponsor me on GitHub for a while. Shameless plug. Does my camera shake a lot when I'm typing, by the way? If I really pound my desk, all my cameras move and stuff. I don't have a good mount. But anyway, that was random, sorry. All right, so if there's an update that's needed, purge. Well, I don't think it would help if I like switched to this view. I think this one shakes too. We'll see. I don't know if y'all even like this angle better anyway, seeing my keyboard a little bit. I don't know, maybe it's fun. Anyway, all right. So do the purge. We have to apply these tags, NVM purge. Thank you, Copilot. Oh no, we would do NVM install or NVM or all, right? Yeah, we would mimic these. Yeah, Papa, I've seen, what was it, like 11,000 Bitcoin for like 2 pizzas or something? What a classic story. Oh, so you like this angle? I've tried both. I don't know. I usually use this one because then I get to show off my keyboard, by the way. Split keyboard, by the way. Dvorak, by the way. But I don't know. I take up more real estate and you can see my dad bod, so meh. All right, install. So, okay, normally, so the way Ansible works is if you supply tags, it will only run the tasks that match the tags that are on the task. Well, all that means is a role will always look for the main file first. So this is where we start. All is sort of like if no tags are placed, it assumes the all tag. And so that's why we put all on everything. It's like by default, it runs this, but it's still a tag. So we have to put all on everything. But let's say this wasn't here. Yeah, I'll just get rid of it. So if we just assume this, why does it turn ugly? Oh, because it's apply become. There we go. That's why. So if we just assume this, so it gets to install NVM. We're going to include all of the tasks from the NVM install file. That's what this says here. It's all these tasks. But then as soon as all these tasks are loaded, because they have no tags on them, they're just immediately then skipped. So what the crap? So we have to do this little trick where if we include all those tasks, we then apply these tags to all of those tasks, which is fine to do because to run this task, you had to have had one of these tags. And so the fact that you have one of these means it's safe to just apply these downstream, right? So with that same idea, we have purge. Purge does not have all on it. We don't want this to run by default. You have to specifically call purge if you want to clean up NVM. If you want, you got to name it. But these are the tags: NVM purge and just purge. If you wanted to just wipe your Flux node, you would just run the single purge tag, and then all of these roles, you know, UFW has a purge. They all have a purge, basically. So in the install, oops, I can just come over here. In the install, oh, see, now this is behind me. Let's just do that and do this. In the install, if we want to run these tasks, the only reason we got to these tasks in the first place is because we ran NVM install or NVM, or this is just running by default, those three tags. So we can call the purge tags. They have no tag, the purge tasks. They don't have any tags on them. But for them to continue to run, we have to call these install tags against them. We have to apply these on the purge tasks. It's not technically the right tags, but to get them to run, we need to do this. So all of that to just explain why. Maybe I should put that on here. Just a little note that, like, trick. We need to apply the install tags. Yeah. Oh, I heard a noise. Oh, Mo, hey! Oh my gosh, what the heck is that? What does that mean, Mo? I heard a new noise. Is that you subbed for a year? Is that what I'm seeing? What the heck? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? 12 months. Okay. I'm not used to seeing this stuff. Okay, so here's what I see. It just 12x T1. I don't know what T1 is. I'm that stupid. I assume that's just like a normal sub. So very cool. Wow. Thank you. You just really like having the subscriber role in the Discord. That's the only reason. I see right through you. I see right through you. Oh, and if I click this button, I think it replays, right? There it is. Well, that's pretty neat. I appreciate it. Thank you. To trick Ansible into running the purge, we have to do the install tags here. Okay, so that will work. I just need to confirm that this actually works, that it actually treats this as a Boolean, trusting that this assert module that I've never heard of before returns a Boolean like the documentation says it does. So Mo, just to fill you in, this is Flux node install, obviously. And what I'm working on is adding the ability to, as easily and cleanly and not breaking Flux way as possible, upgrade the node version. So recently the multi-toolbox install merged into PR that supports Multi-Toolbox now installs Node version 20 or something like that, 20 dot something. I'll have to go look up exactly what it is. So cool. When you run Multi-Toolbox, you update Node. But our Ansible is still up installing 16.9.1. Every time you run Multi-Toolbox, it just totally cleans the node, starts from scratch. So people that run Multi-Toolbox would never run into this problem, where Ansible is installing a hard-coded version. And so what I'm trying to build is if we were to change this to like just some new version in your vars, how to cleanly have the role take care of this. So what I've added is in the install, it'll do this every time it installs. Just ensure, you know what, actually this stuff should be, first. Yeah, for sure this should be first. So I just check if NVM is installed. This should be failed. Failed when never. Check if node is installed. Oh, that's what I want. I don't want changed when. I want failed when. Failed when false. This one won't fail. It's a true or false. Oh, fine. None of these change anything anyway, so that's fine. All right, so it checks that NVM's installed, and if it is, it checks that node. You have a node command, and if you do, then we will try to get the node version and cut off the V at the beginning of the version. What the heck? Because I just found out about this assert module and this version function. So both of these together, you can compare the version that's installed, if any, and compare it to the version in the var file. If they're not equal, meaning you don't have exactly the version that's in your var YAML file, this will return true. True means they're not equal. Even if you have a newer version installed, in my opinion, the version you should have installed is the version you've defined in your YAML. So, it's not bang bang, it's bang equals, and I'm using a ligature. Bang equals. So I'm not re-explaining my ligatures. I already explained these. I've got ligatures, so I'm cool. But this is just, there's a whole doc. Where is that? There's a whole doc on this right here on this assert module. Assert that, and this just returns a Boolean. And here's a bunch of examples on specifically comparing versions with version compare. It is exclamation point equals. I just like being cool. I've got a lot of ligatures, actually. I paid good money for this font. I want to look at my ligatures. Anyway, so if they're not equal, meaning even if it needs to downgrade, then we need to purge, which I've got a PR that's not merged yet. I think Car's looking at it right now. That makes the purge a little more robust. That's the word I used. It'll like stop flux, a PM2 stop flux. It'll stop the daemon, and then it will uninstall node and NVM because FluxOS loads some node versions and stuff. So we need it stopped. Remove the thing. This will then reinstall NVM and continue. So yeah, that's that. And I actually think that this might be done. So hold out your pinky. My pinky's odd. And I really don't want to spill on this. So I need both fingers for support. I got this, the only reason I'm using a normal cup, I have an electric Ember electric cup, but I got a, it's plugged in. I can't pull it up. I don't know. It's really hot. It's like a hot pad. So I put a normal cup on here and it keeps it warm, but I have an electric cup that it's got like a coaster for a charger. And so it's just constantly sitting on the charger on my desk. And it keeps it at 140 to 145 degrees. I get to pick. And so it's always at full power. This is its coaster, but the cup is what's heating it. But I actually got, this is a heating pad that like heats up a normal ceramic cup. So that's what I'm drinking. Yeah, it's Ember, and they sell a bunch of different cup shapes and stuff. I brew now. I got a electric gooseneck kettle for Christmas. I'm officially a coffee snob now. So I make all my pour over. Hey, Money King, how are you? So I make pour over coffee now because I'm a snob. And that just makes coffee right on top of my cup. So I'm taking more steps into coffee snobbery because now I brew my coffee at 205 degrees is the water that I pour on. Eventually I'll like mist and grind my own grounds and actually measure how much, and I'm just not there yet, but I will eventually be a super snob. Hey Hawk, how are you? Yeah, I'm working on Flux node install right now. That's what we're doing. I'm improving, upgrading NVM for the nodes, and I'm about ready to test. I'll just sacrifice one of my nodes for science, but I haven't tested any of this yet. But I think it's done. Like I said, it's gonna do a bunch of checks, and then if it needs to, it will purge. Otherwise, it'll run all the checks, see that it doesn't need to purge, and just go through the install if it needs. And we're good to go. Oh yeah, well, I don't stream very often. I need to do it more. I'm gonna try to do it more, but dadgum. Yeah, so right now I'm trying out Restream, which I'm also very used to. So right now I'm streaming to Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and I think LinkedIn for the memes. Who cares? Who cares about LinkedIn? But I'm streaming to LinkedIn. Make sure that PM2 and Damon stuff is in that purge. So Car, right now it's not. That's a good point. If you're here and you've looked at it, I've tested that purge works. Could we merge it in? Because then I'll pull it into this branch, I guess. Where's it at? Yeah, so I've already built this. This is a separate branch just waiting to be merged. Once it is, I haven't made this into a branch yet. I'm just, oh, it's a local branch. I haven't pushed it up. The split Twitch versus YouTube is weird. What do you mean, Mo? It's just weird being on both. Oh, the chat. Let me do. I was trying to figure this out earlier. I wonder if I can just like do this and then do this and do this. Holy cow. Maybe I'll just do this. Oh, geez. Oh, geez, Rick. All right. But these are going to go away in a sec. Tech Doofus, what's your Twitter? Tech Doofus. I'm Tech Doofus on everything. Twitter, LinkedIn, OnlyFans. I've got it all. Tech Doofus. I have reserved the name everywhere. So that's that. What was I gonna check? Oh, I can change the settings for this chat so it never goes away. I think. Streaming setup. That's not it. Well, these are the only settings. I'm not exactly sure where these chat settings live. Here's my channel. I've never streamed to an event before in Restream, so this is all more normal when it's not Restream. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Oh, chat. Maybe this works. Settings. Oh, I found it. Okay. Compact mode. Appearance. I need mod on YouTube. I legit haven't messed with any YouTube settings. Get bot, replay. I thought that I could change these settings. Oh, here we go. Chat settings. Hide message after 15 seconds. So I'm unchecking that. So they should never hide now. Great news. All right, cool. So now y'all should see all the chat here for everybody once they show up. All right. Sorry, I'm back. We'll see if those go away. If those go away, then I'm just stupid. Yeah. OBS didn't work for reasons. Let me come back here. Chat. Overlay. Hide messages. Never. Bed chats for events. Maybe it just needs to be refreshed. So there. All right. New chat is up. Cool. We'll see. All right. Back to it. So, yeah, Flux node install. I'm just improving the way we NVM stuff. If you're still around, where is that here? This needs to get approved and merged. This is the robust NVM thing. I'll just ping you. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. All right. If I was good enough with Git, I would rebase my branch on top of the robust purge branch. But if we need to make changes to that, I'm not good at cherry picking commits. It's a part of Git I'm not familiar with. So I don't want to break stuff. So I kind of want to, what do I want to do? Let me come to vars. Oh, first I need to actually look at the multi-toolbox. And see what version of Node I think it's in this one. Everything's going to say Node. Because it's a Flux node. Mongo. Daemon. There it is. What file is this? This is, oh, install pro. Here we go. Get rid of it completely. Grab the install script and okay, so here we go. They're same thing as us. They're just baking in 20. One sec. Okay. Okay. Sorry. All right. Is the chat still working? No one has sent a message since I fixed this crap. Talk to me. All right. Yeah, so, okay. 20.9.0, which is fine. Test, cool. Appreciate it. That should stay up there forever. And that's the best way for me to do chat right now, I guess. And I'm going to get rid of the bot because that's weird. That like it sends YouTube messages to Twitch. I'm going to turn that off. I think it's weird. There we go. Thanks for the tests, my loyal patrons. All right. So, okay, we've got that version there. Am I still on? Okay, that's all I changed there. Add roles. Okay. Working on my time management while looking at your marvelous stash. Thank you. I'm not brave enough to do handlebars, nor do I have the time or the patience to deal with forming them. So, what you see is what you get. So I can actually just delete that file. You got me. You got me. That is funny, Mo. Oh, gosh. Oh, yep. I already did do that. All right, so here's my private stuff. Here's my hosts for myself. You know, my personal host file. So I can, you know, I'm just going to test against one of these little Cumulus nodes or whatever. Got any tips for projects that are not like something you do in college? Projects for what exactly? I guess it depends. Are you just automation? Are you a programmer? PowerShell? I guess it depends on what you want to learn. Maybe I could suggest some things. Do you want to be like an infrastructure guy, programmer? Mo, from I got so many cypherpunk duster compliments, and I'm missing those. No one talks like that up here in Nebraska. Open wall, yeah. So the best way to learn is to do, right? And one of the biggest jumps in my knowledge and what I was able to learn in a self-taught way was my home lab. You don't have to have a big server. I started with a Raspberry Pi. You can turn your computer into a VM farm or whatever. But I've got a server that I installed Proxmox on. Let me pull that puppy up. So here's my home Proxmox server. It's just in the other room. Crap. There we go. So here's Proxmox. I've got servers. They've got disks. So just doing this stuff yourself. One, you'll learn a lot about your hardware. Tweaking all these settings. But for me, I automate the crap out of all of this. So I don't come in here and click around and create a VM. I use Terraform to make these. Just a command. So how do you learn Terraform? Do Terraform. Get some hardware that you can install Proxmox on and figure out how to write Terraform that talks to your Proxmox. You can just make VMs with one command. And then once the VMs exist, now I'm using Ansible to automate SSHing into all these VMs and configuring them exactly how I want. So whether you want to do infrastructure or programming, like the best way to learn is to do, right? So give yourself the opportunity to do, right? You don't have to pay for the cloud or whatever. You can just scalp some hardware. There's all kinds of companies. All kinds of companies have to pay money to recycle old hardware. So if you know somebody, they may do you a solid and just be like, hey, we've got like 4 laptops. Just have them, right? That happens all the time. Because a lot of times they have to pay money to throw stuff away, or they just give it to you for free and it saves them money. So if you can find somebody. What is Proxmox? So Proxmox is like VMware. Proxmox is an operating system you install that lets you manage installing more virtual machines into. Each one of these is a separate virtual machine. Great. VMware, but free. Yeah. Proxmox is open source. So Proxmox is what I install on my hardware, on the CPU, on the motherboard, everything. It's on the hardware. And then Proxmox is what lets me spin up, these VMs on top of it. Hey, Shade. Yep, right. Proxmox is the GUI. That's right. But Proxmox then lets me manage all these disks. These are like Ubuntu templates. My Terraform takes this template, clones it to make these. I've set this up myself, but Proxmox this is like what you'd see in an enterprise, right? For a business that has a bunch of servers, they would use VMware to spin up another server. They do something like this. Proxmox is free, open source, and free, right? Did I mention it's free? Oh, Shade, thanks for, oh my gosh, 9 months? Why are you guys doing this? You know I don't stream. This is the one stream a year you get, and you're paying me? I appreciate it, but it'll go to the Twins in Need Fund. Because they're coming soon. What is it? Early January. So all of January, February, March. For 3 months, I guess. We're due in like mid-April, but with Twins, they will almost guaranteed come early. A couple weeks. So yeah, 3 months away. Holy cow. I don't want to think about that right now. But this is Proxmox. Oh man, I lost your name. Who was asking about Proxmox? Riggs Cam. I hope this explains about Proxmox. Mo, make a list. You mean like a registry or something? Something like that? She would definitely be the one that needs to make that, because I'm still kind of clueless, even though I've got 2 kids. Okay, I will try to make something. When, you know, where we don't live there now, but where we used to live in a smallish town hospital, if you had your child there, they gave you diapers free for a year. And it was like 24 boxes of diapers. And just as you needed more, you told them what size, they'd be there in a couple days. You got a year's worth of diapers. It was magical, just to kind of encourage you to spend your insurance money there if you had your baby there. But we're not doing that now because we're having twins. But we got to go to a special place. We have to deliver in an OR. That's wild. Anyway. All right. So I'm going to test on this. I'm not hearing back from Car. I may, gosh dang it. I really want to test this with the proper purge. I really want this merged. Yeah, we probably won't do a shower. We don't have time for that. But there's places you can make lists and Papa Amazon. Yeah, it'll just, you order something off the list, it'll send it to us. I appreciate that you guys even want to do that. I feel like we don't need it, but if you want to, I won't say no, but it's really sweet of you guys to want to do that. I appreciate it. Anyway, all right. Zip ties. So they sell these, what are they called? Wonderfolds or something like that. It's like these Cadillac wagons, and they are a lot of money, but they can fit like 4 kids in them. Not really car seats, but they fit so many kids, and they're huge, and they fold up to be real small. I really want one of those, but they're like $1,000 for certain ones, the bigger they go. Had my first, oh man, I can't scroll on this. Had my first kid, and it was getting really weird that they just let us take him home without instructions. Yeah, my wife was telling someone this the other day. It's like, so this is ours? We just take him home? Like, you're not going to call us in a day to make sure he's still alive? Like, we're in charge now? It's just a funny, when it's your first, it's very strange. I remember driving so slow on the way home after we had my first. Just wild. I have 4, and well, good for you. We'll see. I don't know. Reading books? You mean for kiddos? Not to discourage you, but nothing really helps except like prayer. You know, like Jesus can help you be a parent. But like once it happens, like you will rise to the task. We were talking the other day. I was at a wedding, and there's a bunch of pregnant people there actually, and one of them is their first pregnancy, and these moms, and my wife including, we're talking about just like these horror stories of how birth was, and mine was like this and this and this, and I just see this lady's face because she hasn't had her kid yet, and she's never had one, and so I looked at her. I was just like, none of these stories are like helping you, are they? Like they're just explaining all the terrible stuff that could happen, and I could just see her face like, is this what I'm in for? So it was just funny. So there's all these horror stories about how hard parenting is and stuff, but like you'll never be ready. You just have to do it, and you can't go back. Life will never be the same. But you'll just figure it out. So, all right, I'm missing a bunch of chat. Practice. Remember, you can make another. It's like respawn. No, you can't respawn. You have to keep all of them alive. No honey for, no honey for the, oh yeah, stuff like that is good. Yeah, they can't have honey for about a year. There's a medical reason for that. I could explain if anyone's interested. I can explain that one. It gets better. Breathe. If you think you'd feel guilty, don't do it. Yeah. Did you know that doofus? Geometric progression. Yeah, my Fibonacci kiddos. Yeah, I said earlier that every time I've had a kid, we've doubled the amount of offspring. Like we went from 1 to 2 and now from 2 to 4, which is just crazy. So that's just wild. Anyway, all right, I really want to merge this. I've tested it. It's not like this is going upstream to anybody. It's going to break nodes. Like you have to update your fork if you've even forked. No one uses this anyway. Mining King uses this, but who cares? Who cares if I break his nodes? I'm just kidding. I'm going to merging because I want to test boron. Sorry, car. Oh, it's X. What is his username? Oh, JK. I know you can't approve your own, which sucks. I have I'm gonna comment and I'm just gonna override merge. Yeah, I want to merge commit. So merge it into main. Don't break any of my nodes. Are you using this, Austin? I would love to know who uses this. I was talking to Mining King the other day and I was like, man, we update things, and people that have their own fork, like unless they're watching this, they have no idea what's being updated. So I was like, should I make a newsletter just for this? Just for people that use this to like, hey, update your forks. We improved how we do the Mongo stuff, or like this. I'm trying to add node version upgrade functionality to this. Great, here's a command you do to run it, or you don't have to do anything new, but know that this is a feature now. Like, make a newsletter. I don't know. All right, that's merged. Cool. Let's just. I can't stash this at the moment. Adding node check and upgrade steps. I don't know. Just an initial commit. Push that branch up. Okay, so get pull origin main into this branch. It should rebase. Adding upgrade steps. Sorry. Okay. Where was I? Oh, Mo, I didn't see you say that. You should have. Oh, don't forget my notes. I'll read your pull request and judge it. Yeah, roast anything. That's why it's public, right? It makes me and everybody better. If everyone's stupidity is out on display, we can all get better. King deployed a batch for me, first Terra test. Yeah, so King's the first big user, I guess, of this. Like I use it, Car uses this for a few nodes. I use it for all my nodes, but I don't have 1,000, right? So the more people that now use it, the better this will get. The slower maybe we should move on certain things because more people are using it. But anyway, I see Ubuntu up there. Looks like you're on i3 or something. I'm gonna call you Colt Panda. So I'm on Windows with Windows Terminal installed. That's my terminal. And I'm in Ubuntu in WSL. And then inside of WSL, I'm using Tmux, basically. So yeah, I use Tmux, and inside of this one terminal, I could, make a bunch of tabs, but I don't do that anymore now that I use Tmux. Your local guru, strolling through streams, how to give props on the keyboard. Yeah, this is the ZSA Moonlander, and I've got it. My layout is Dvorak, by the way. While you're oogling the keyboard, let me just pull up my layout. Oh, you got the black one. Yeah, I use Dvorak, by the way. So I'm cooler. I love this keyboard. Technically, I got it because the Kinesis 360 Advantage 2 Pro Plus, whatever it's called, the Bluetooth one, was sold out at the time. And I did not want to wait, so I got this one instead. And I know Melky Dev uses this. I love it. I don't find myself needing more at the moment. I can just be stupid a little faster, so I don't think I need the Advantage, the Kinesis, but it's a great keyboard. I have one gripe that, notice this is the Moonlander Mark 1. I hope they make a Mark 2 and they fix a couple things. One thing that I hope they fix is needing an Allen wrench to tighten the thumb cluster angle. Why can I twist this one with my hand, but I can't twist this one with my hand? And it forces me to take an Allen wrench to move this. Just for this. They fixed it for this. That's like my biggest gripe is why? Why? It would also be cool if it was a little more sculpted, but not everyone wants that. So, yeah, I don't know. Technically, my keys are sculpted because they're blanks, but they're barely sculpted. It's not even worth counting. It's ortholinear and split. Yes, it is. Don't get him started on the keyboard. Mo knows me too well. I don't use tools. Yes, I do. I just use the easy ones. And I don't kill myself over a Mac. Goes against the whole... What goes against the coffee snob? How dare you? Indubitably. I did. I got a weird pinky. I don't know. Will this show up? One of my pinkies doesn't go straight. Is it this one? Yeah. I think I broke it years ago. And didn't do anything about it. Anyway, all right. So that's my keyboard. Dvorak, by the way. I have to figure out these 5 commits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's the purge that was merged. I have it all. I need to not this. Git push force with release. I hope that worked. Oh, I heard a noise. Oh, follow local guru. Thanks. I am gonna try my darndest to stream some more, but lately I haven't been streaming as much as I'd like. But I will try. I promise. All right, Flux node install. Here's my new branch. Just want to make sure. Okay, it's 1 commit ahead of me. Cool, I did that right. If I look at my dot files, if I go to my git config, which again, this is all on GitHub as well, I believe I rebase by default on a pull if it's necessary instead of like fast forwarding or something. Anyway. Oh, so I said I was using Tmux. I am. And I love this session manager. It's called, I really want to show this off because I just found this. Let me pull up this other browser. It's called, I don't know what it's called. I'm going to have to go find it. So this is my dot files. All my config is public, except the stuff that is encrypted, which is not much, but it's all out here. So here's my tmux config. It's this. This guy made it for his Mac. I made an issue or two on it to help make it work for Ubuntu with weird versions of FZF. Blah, blah, blah. But it's a tmux session manager. Yay. Which just means I used to use tmux, but I would have like 8 windows. I'd just have one session and all of my stuff was in one session. And then, you can detach from the session. If I do tmux ls, it'll list all my sessions. Now that I have a session manager, I can just zoom between these sessions and give them names and stuff. Tmux at flux. So if I hit trigger O for me, I see all my sessions, and then I can just fuzzy find search my dot file session, and here it is. And it's got its own, windows. I can do this, go back to Flux. That's still running in that session, but now I'm in my Flux session. Go back to dot files. It's also here. So I love this session manager. I've seen others. You can manage sessions with native tmux. Just doesn't look pretty. This session manager gives you a preview of one of the windows. It's just beautiful. It's great. I really give this guy a star. It's new. It's great. It's great. Anyway, I'll just put this out here. Why not? Tmuxinator to have preset sessions. So there's a plugin that I'm trying to get better at using. I don't really understand it. It's the I'm in my dot files already. The heck was that? What did I make? Oh crap. What did I do? How do I delete this? Alt backspace. Oh, there. Okay. Deleted the session. Cool. Let's get out of here. What am I doing? Tmux. There's a tmux resurrect where if my tmux sessions die, like if I restart, I think there's a local state that will just define, here's a session. It had in window 1, it had 3 panels or 3 panes. And then in session number 2 was named this, it had 2 panes. And then a second window that was 1 pane. And then tmux continuum sees that resurrect is there and will auto load that environment, but it's not, I don't know. It's kind of clunky. It's really only a problem with WSL, because WSL just turns off. If I close WSL for a while, it's gone. After a couple hours, Windows will shut it off. But at work, where I've SSH into a VM that never shuts off, tmux is amazing. None of my stuff has ever gone. I love it. So I use it on WSL, even though it reboots regularly. Technically, your VM shuts off after a while. But anyway, all right. So that's merged. I'm going to test this. Thanks for the follow. Dungeoneer3. Thank you. Welcome. You're now officially a doofus. Welcome to the club. I don't want to raise my pinky. I don't want to spill my coffee. I don't know. If I had I don't want to spill it. Don't judge my snobbery. I'm a snob in my own way. All right, so the way to test is I'm going to do a Ansible playbook. Oh, I need to come back, Flux install to this. Ansible playbook. I'll just run it on Cumulus 0. And I'm going to run the tag nvm. Just check a couple things. So my vars has version 20. I'm going to update this just for giggles, just for now. And so what this should do is to look at, well, we're going to hit, because I'm doing NVM. If we go to the playbook, the root playbook, you see all these roles. And they all kind of get loaded. No worries, Car. I did merge. I merged the robust, the purge one, and I got it merged locally and pushed up into my new branch. I just did it. And I made a comment on live. I wanted to test it. But I'll try not to do that in the future. So I'm putting on the NVM tag here. And so technically it's going to go through all these roles because the roles don't have tags themselves. But once you get to the roles, like let's come to Fluxbench, tasks, main, every single role, it's just baked into Ansible, goes to the role, tasks, main. And then from there, we filter everything with tags. So it's going to see all these, and NVM is not a tag in any of these. So they're all just going to get ignored until it gets to, oh, this main, here's NVM. And NVM is only on the install. So that's how I know that tag is going to get us here. And the first tasks that are going to run are these. Check if it's installed. So I'm assuming a bunch of this crap is going to break. And I'm going to have to just tweak these when conditions and stuff. But let's try it. Let's try it. Just ship it. Ooh, I can't use executable. Why is it purging? Oh, I didn't see these. Okay. So we're running install NVM. So check if it's installed, check if node's there. And if a bunch of stuff, I'm going to have to fix this. That sucks. Purge. So right now we are on this task. We're going to see a bunch of crap on this task. And then eventually it will then reinstall with the new version. So that's the hope, is that we get here. Man one. That's okay. Yeah, wrecked. Yeah, So, Car, my problem with stopping Watchdog is I thought this through earlier. And now my brain is being stupid, which is its baseline state, but it's the more like if we stop Watchdog, we're gonna have to restart it. And so when do you restart it? You stop it just for the purge and then restart it when the purge is done? Because you can run the purge by itself, Or in this case, now it's going to run as a part of the install. What if you do run it by itself? Then you stopped Watchdog, and you then, as an operator using the Ansible, are going to have to know that you have to restart it. Like, there's a bunch of scenarios why you'd want to do this. And picking which ones depend on stopping and restarting Watchdog is... That one I had a problem with. I'm fine with stopping, PM2 stop Flux and stopping the daemon, because if we can get the purge and the install done fast enough, Watchdog will just restart those. That was why I wanted to leave Watchdog on, if it was on. I don't know. I'm torn because this should just be ran as a whole for everybody. They just rerun the same playbook over and over. And if you're a power user and you're going to get in and dig into these tags, you're just going to have to know enough. Maybe we make a tag for Watchdog stop and Watchdog start and stuff like that, so that super users can run those themselves. But I want to only handhold when it's ran sort of like all in one, just like no tags, just a normal user's going to come and run the one command and it's going to do everything. In that scenario, sure, stop Watchdog for the purge, restart it afterwards if it's there. Well, we wouldn't even need to restart it if it's a first run. It's probably not even installed yet by the time we're doing this stuff, and then it's going to get installed and turned on later. And if it's a run like this where I'm updating Node, then we could stop it here, and then down the road, Watchdog, the roll's going to run again and restart itself later, because Watchdog's going to run eventually. So that's like, I don't know how much we want to do weaving instead of just, for the best experience, you just run the playbook as a whole and know that everything will get done. And if you're going to do these little pieces, it's up to you to know what your dependencies are. You know what I mean? That's my issue with the Watchdog piece specifically on this. I hope that makes sense. I do have a mental deficiency, doofus, but that's some of my concerns. Okay, we remove, and then back to the install. Holy crap, we installed Node 20. Let me see if I've got any Flux alerts. Yep, MongoDB restarted. Oh, I am getting... Interesting. I am getting this now. My IP address has been cleared out. Can I zoom in on this? These are the alerts now that I'm getting. Is this because... Did Watchdog like try to restart the stuff while we were still installing? Which is exactly the concern that you brought up. So maybe we want to do that. Well, the node that I did was not 10, 20.10. Oh, Watchdog itself. Oh. Okay, then we're going to have to stop it. But do you see my concern with... I can stop it, but I'm not going to have the post-purge restart it. It's just stopped. Now, I can add that to the purge. Up here, stop Flux, stop daemon. Let's go to Watchdog. Do we have these? We should Watchdog install. Start and save. So that's start. We should turn this into a Watchdog start. Okay, I can would you want us to purge PM2 if we purge NVM and node? Do you think? Or is that overkill? Okay. Okay. All right. So we can just, again, that's easy to add. Stop flux, stop daemon. Let's purge. Do we want to purge PM2 first? PM2. This is an NVM purge. Purge PM2. Purge Watchdog. Oh, no, this is okay because I have a condition here that proves when we tried to install, we purged all those things. So I will use this same condition after we NVM install to say we need to now reinstall PM2. Not this crap. Install PM2. PM2. We're going to have to run that install under that condition. And then same thing with Watchdog. Because if this is all true, we purged it just a few steps before. Confirmed, right? So I think this will actually work. I'm gonna put vars back to that. Let's copy. I'm just gonna put that back. So this should do the same thing. Oh wait, I don't have a, hang on. I broke this. So PM2 start and save. I'm gonna have to add that here. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to put this file back. That won't work. Just leave it like this for the start. Okay, let's do that. Ow, crap! When I break. Oh, first I need to fix. Is anyone else lost? We doing okay? Cool beans. All right. I want to fix one thing before I get to that error, and it was this. Yeah, I was saying, yeah, and then the thing to fix is we need some sort of like failed when. Like this should never fail. We don't care, right? Because if we can't run PM2, then it's obviously just not, it's stopped, right? If PM2's not there, it's stopped. I mean, something's borked. We could just ignore it. Well, you know what? This would never really happen. This is only a problem because we borked the NPM stuff. So I'm gonna ignore this for now, but this doesn't have to be here in the future. So I'm just gonna rerun this like this. Cool, we ignored it. Purge PM2, purge Watchdog, purge NVM. Now we're reinstalling it. The old version, 16.19. Whatever it was. That'll install it. Well, it'll install NVM and then install node of that version. And now, yeah, here we go. Now reinstall PM2. We know we uninstalled it because of the conditions above. So cool. Put Watchdog back. YouTube is popping off. Oh, that's funny. All right, cool. Now we'll see if my node recovers, I guess. Oh yeah. Not listening. Well, let me see the tasks that actually ran. PM2, install PM2. And then it didn't actually start it. It doesn't look like. It just installs it. So somewhere we have a PM2 start. Well, Watchdog's supposed to run it. Oh, yeah, Watchdog start and save. It's supposed to run this. Car, you mean for purging and reinstalling as well? Man, so much depends on. Check, check, check. Oh, we're just adding it to the purge. What you said confuses me. Oh, you're talking on PM2 Monet here. No, we can try this. So purge log rotate. Apply that. Yeah, okay. Okay. So let's purge log rotate. Let me see what order they're in. Log rotate first, then PM2, then Watchdog. So that's the order that I'll purge and start them back up in. Log rotate first, then PM2, then Watchdog. So, in the install, when we start them back up, we will do log rotate, PM2, and Watchdog. How do you style your NeoVim 2? Do you mean just make it look cool, or are you referring to my font? I'm using, I've got a bunch of stuff. I've got a lot of plugins. A couple things that you change is like I've got a color scheme for this. If you go to dot files, I've got all my config is public, by the way. Color scheme, I use this Blue Loco color scheme. I really like it. Yeah, Envy Chad, there's Kickstart, there's Lazy, not the plugin manager Lazy, there's Lazy Admin or something is what it's called. Something. Yeah, so I guess that's a two-part answer. Is most of my coloring is due to this Blue Loco plugin, but then some of it is Tree Sitter. Tree Sitter is like syntax highlighting for NeoVim. Yeah. So I guess both of those to answer that. All right. My Wi-Fi is bad. No, that's okay. Yeah, I love stopping and answering stuff. So, it's all my dot files. Let me find a link to that. I never miss an opportunity to shameless plug myself. So all my stuff and config and things are here. And then on that repo, there's a YouTube video on how to use it a little bit, kind of. It's all Ansible. Anyway, okay, so this is done. It's still just Watchdog. But I'm gonna just run no tags, just run everything. And just see. This is how it should be ran, right? In, car, in my opinion. I want to build the upgrade paths and any tweaking we need to do under the assumption that it'll just run from start to finish every time, right? Because that's going to be, 90% of or more of all the times this is used is it's just going to be the one command. Oh, that link did not post to YouTube. That's weird. There. Cool. I've reached 100 messages. Who cares? Now that it's a working base, we can incorporate all these checks updates. Yeah, I think we need to make each role more robust. And I'm adding a lot of, this is just a lot of extra checks and stuff, but that's okay, right? The people won't care, but we can slowly start making our stuff a little smarter, right? Hey, Burton, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. You caught my first and only stream of the year. I'll try to stream more often, but it's been rough lately. But I appreciate you being here. Install PM2, Watchdog, configure Watchdog. My IP address is now back in the webhook messages. I think it's because, I know why. It's because we're only reinstalling PM2 in the NVM install, but really we need to just rerun the PM2 role. Or because this installs it, and then the configure and start, these all, configure also starts it. Does that make sense? If we come to PM2 conf, yep, PM2 start starts it. So it's almost like NVM install. install PM2, install Watchdog. Name. Start PM2. Is it conf? I can't remember. PM2 conf. All right, so to test this now, I am going to what did I just do? What the heck? Vars. Let's put this back to 20.9.0 and let's just rerun all of it. I mean, that will work, right? But technically, if we just ran NVM, that should technically work. Technically. Oh, Mo, to answer your question, in Discord, I am using include tasks. But I wish I had more testing with import tasks. Because one of them is all the tasks are like evaluated and listed at runtime. And the other one, they're evaluated like when Ansible gets to it. Like it gets to include tasks, sees the file. It doesn't go deeper. So if you're going to do like the list tasks flag, you wouldn't get much if you use one or the other. I can't remember which one it is. Yeah, so the reason... Yeah, so we have this task, install Watchdog. This is the task, and these are the tags for it. But then as soon as we include the tasks, they are brought into our list tagless. So that's why when we include them, we have to sort of like reapply all these tags to each task in that file. I don't know if that's the behavior with import tasks or not, but with include, this is what we have to do. I'd love for someone to test this crap. So I thought we tried to use import tasks and it didn't work for some reason. Yeah, I remember testing this. So in theory, we would do just import tasks and then we wouldn't need that. We wouldn't need to nest any tags. But I don't remember what didn't work about that. And I'm not about to just refactor that right now. So all right, that's done running. And this is not, let's see. Oh, it is up. Oh, it is working. Okay. Just our NVM tag now. Wait. Should be 20. Awesome. I want to rerun this. And I should skip a lot of it. Skip the purge, skip the stop. Oh, it is stopping. Okay, so there's something wrong with my stuff here because it is still purging and stopping. All right, time to debug. So let's go to purge. Actually, let's go to install. And I want to add a debug after all of these. Debug. version. Yep. Actually, I want my messages to be more let's do something like that. Hey, another follow. Vide at the API. Wait, I totally messed that up. Let me try. Vide at happy. Oh, it's probably not API. Something. Vide. I'll call you Vide. Thank you for following. You have stumbled upon the doofus, a treasure trove of buffoonery and madness. Buckle up for shenanigans and I don't know, stuff. Anyway, all right. Node version. Node. And one more. Cool. All right, let's see these debugs. Dude, how can I talk with you? What you mean, bruh? I'm on Discord. I'm Tech Doofus on everything. I'm on Twitter, OnlyFans. Yeah, everything is Tech Doofus. YouTube, everything. So yeah, I'm on Twitter. There's the Discord. I think that link works. So yeah, there you go. Did my debug messages not? Oh, here they are. Okay. I made an OnlyFans just to claim the username, guys. I did it as a joke. I technically have an OnlyFans. It's a joke. I don't use OnlyFans. Anyway. All right. So NVM installed. Oh, no such file. Oh, okay. So it's getting errors. Ugh. Okay. So it's coming back as true because there's stuff there. It's not blank. Check if it's installed. Yep, but we failed. We're failing. We're failing because it's before we were using args executable. We were running bash with the iflag. How else do we get this to run interactively without using args? Because that's what will work. Args executable bin bash -i. So we'll just take that, do that, and one more. Nope, that's it. Just those. Oh, okay, so we're getting that error. No such file or directory command. What? Well, then what is it? I thought I could just do command. I don't think I need to run shell. All right. Oh, shell. Maybe that's what I need. It is shell. All right. I'm going to make a macro. Let me try this. Let me try search for dot command. Okay, dot command. Bam. Let's go. Shell. End the macro. Rerun that. And that's it. Shell. And that was it. Ran a macro for one thing. I'm practicing macros. My boy, Macro Man. Jesse. I have to link his NeoVim conf video. It's freaking awesome. Scrolling. How many tweets you have, man? Here it is. Oh, this is what I want. Oh, it broke for YouTube for some reason. I have to paste it myself. There we go. Great Vim video on macros. It's great. All right. I'm getting distracted. Okay. What am I even doing? Oh, I was testing shell to see if that does the thing. Change files command. Non-zero result. False. Get installed node version. Node. Standard outlines. Oh, it does give me a version. 12. Template error. Could not load version. What the heck does that mean? Node version is all of this stuff. So it's node version dot standard out. Yeah. Node version standard out, blah, 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 blah. Error while templating. Version. What? NVM node version. Well, pass to a when statement. This shouldn't need to be. Yeah. That doesn't work with Jinja. Okay, cool. We failed. NVIM installed is blank. This has a value and it's version 12. So our cut is working. So I'm just gonna look at this a little more. It wraps it all in quotes. It's a quoted when condition. So that means I can do this. Or I have to do this, I guess. Conditional check. Condition is marked as unsafe. Baloney. Unless I like oh, not NVM. It's Node. Okay, all right, so I want to delete that. I want more examples of this. Maybe I need version compare. That was the first example I saw, but my version is version greater than. Let's try that. I doubt this works, but. Cannot load version compare. Great. This probably reads super small on here. Oh, there's a version module? Is that what this is saying? Oh, no. I was piping. All right, check if needed. All assertions passed, which means it is needed. Changed false. Failed false. So it's going to do the purge, which it should, because this is this. All right, I'm gonna now hide all these debugs. Hidden. Let's rerun this crap. I wonder if I can customize succeed message. Node version needs cool. Well, it's not really failing, but man, this is cool. I've never seen this before. This assert module. My poor node is just getting railed on. It's funny. Okay. Cool, that's done. Well, it was that before. This should be running. Benchmark is fixed. FluxOS is up. Things are starting to listen. Sync thing needs to come up, I guess. We don't do anything with sync thing in FluxNode install. Like FluxOS should take care of that. Yeah. I believe that that's right. There it is. Okay. Correct. Yep. Cool. So it now works. My maintenance window is 2 minutes. I wonder if it went offline. Let me check. That is funny. That is funny. Oh, it's got to finish the benchmark in time. I have 2 minutes left on my here, let me turn on privacy mode on this. I've got 2 minutes left for this to happen, or it'll get kicked. That's funny. I mean, I don't care. It's testing. Oh, cool. But that's still funny. That's funny to me. For the good of the cause, you know? All right. Get out of that. All right, what issues did we run into? PM2 start, ignoring the error. What do we want to do with that? Oh, Local Guru, are you a Flux guy? Or you just mean maintenance windows in general? Or do you know what's going on? I'm curious. Yeah, you've got a 40 block. Hey, have a good night. Thanks for lurking. Appreciate it. Not a Flux guy. Yeah, okay, so the maintenance window is these are all nodes on the talk to a blockchain. Flux is like a decentralized cloud, like a decentralized Amazon, AWS or Azure, GCP, things like that. If you want to deploy your app in a decentralized way, FluxOS, which is what the Flux nodes run, it's an OS. It's essentially a home-baked, blockchain-based Kubernetes. So you want to deploy an app, you've got a static site, you have a Minecraft server, Valheim, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. You're familiar with it. But yeah, so for anyone else, the heck was I saying? You messed me up by knowing what I'm talking about. That's funny. Do you run FluxOS inside a Docker file? No, it's an apt. Is it an apt package, or do we install it just from the repo? I think it's just you clone the repo and it runs. Oh yeah, so like if you want to deploy your app in a decentralized way, you would run it on Flux. And it could just run in nodes all over the world, right? We've got, what, 12, 15,000 nodes, something like that. Maybe it's 12,000. It's a container orchestrator because it doesn't have to be a Docker container. It just has to be an OCI image, basically. And Docker can run OCI images. But yeah, so they've got a bunch. They have a marketplace, essentially. So you can pick from a bunch of pre-baked things. If you want a new Valheim server, it'll spin up instances, sync the data between them all. So if one dies, you know, you would HA over to another instance and it'll have mostly real-time data from the first one. You're from the, the one you were connected to. If it's an application, it's like a static site, there's no data, but if it's a front end, who cares? A session would just re-auth to your back end, whatever. But yeah, FluxOS handles orchestrating, deploying 3 instances or 100 if you want to pay for 100 instances of your app on Flux nodes. So does it work well? So yeah, Flux just runs your containers. You could build whatever container you want. It'll just run it. So whatever programming language, whatever app you want to write or put in there, you build your image, push it up somewhere. You can deploy it on Flux as long as you designate, what your image is, where it's pulling from, and then obviously cheddar cheese, you pay it in Flux, but it's like a bajillion times cheaper than deploying an app on like Vercel, or God forbid you pay for a cloud VM just to run a Docker image, right? That would be just like the least efficient way of deploying a container to the cloud or something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a way to, like, it'll deploy a single image or sort of like a Docker Compose type of deployment. So if you have a couple containers that are starting services and they have to talk to each other, you can deploy that as a single app, and then your containers will be in a network and stuff. There's guides and stuff on this for Flux. What I'm building right here is some Ansible to turn your VM into a Flux node. And what that means is, in exchange for dedicating your CPU, your RAM, your storage, your, internet speed, all that stuff into the Flux cloud, you're sort of like a decentralized data center. In exchange for your compute services, you are rewarded with the token Flux. And that's just kind of how this works. Instead of throwing this up on Amazon and Mr. Bezos makes all the money, we the people decentralize the apps, we decentralize the infrastructure, and we sort of share in the blockchain reward. So that's what Flux is, and that's kind of the problem it solves. There's a bunch of other crap Flux does, but this is just, I'm building the automation to deploy nodes, because some people have hundreds of nodes, and Ansible is a great way to do some config against hundreds of things. So yeah, we're just writing the Ansible that you have to provide it with your config, right? This is all documented. There's another script, multi-toolbox. That was the first script, and it was the only thing for years. It's a bash script. It asks you some questions, you give it the infos, and it goes and turns your VM into a Flux node. But yeah, so there's a bunch of different pieces that make up a node. And so this Flux node install project, what we did was we just wanted to take all of that bash script and turn it into Ansible. So instead of having to SSH in, did it confirm yet? Oh, that's a great question. Let me check over here. Well, first, did it benchmark? The benchmark has not finished, and the maintenance window is closed. So the clock is ticking, I suppose. I have a challenge to you. Hit me. Hit me, Jose. All right, let's be... Yeah, so it's running. If this fails, it'll be on the disk right, probably. Sure, it's taking a while. I'll monitor that on the side. But, let me come down here. Yeah, get in. Make your own programming language. No thanks. I don't have time for that. I've got twins on the way. I don't have time. No thanks. I do not accept. I will turn that down immediately. All right, add roles. And what's vars? What did I change here? Ooh, I'm gonna put that back. So this is Neotree. This is the the file explorer is Neotree, and I recently turned it into a floating window instead of Neotree reveal position right. Right. I meant left. There. I used to do it like this, so it looked a lot like VS Code. But then it's just like my code keeps moving, and the farther this way my code is on stream, the higher the chance that it's behind me. So it just makes more sense to have it be is it float? You broke my NeoVim. All right, all quit. All right, quit. There. It just makes more sense to have it float, and then the code that's behind the scenes here won't ever get behind me, really. You created a programming language in Python. That's interesting. Does it solve a need, or are you just trying to learn how to build an interpreter, to build a compiler, stuff like that? Junior dev, all my config is in my dot files on GitHub. Local Guru created a language in a language. Fun fact, the new versions of Golang are written in old versions of Golang. I think original Go up to like 1.14 or so is written in C, something like that. And then everything after that, version 1.15 and plus, is all written in Go 1.14. Yeah, right. So like Go 1.21, I think is out. Maybe we're on 22. Let me look, because I'll have the latest Go 1.21. I guess 22 is not out yet. That's all built in earlier versions of Go. I think I said that out loud already, but so a language on C. Well, the guy that invented C invented Go, so just makes sense that would be what Go is in. Anyway, fun fact. What was I doing? I'm gonna put vars. I'm gonna put that back to that, because there's a separate PR for that. And then I'm going to it's all a language on a language on a language on binary, or it's all abstraction. None of it's real. The cake is a lie. If anyone gets that reference, you're a G. YAML's just crappy XML. Honestly, like, YAML's good for humans, but XML is much better for like a computer to actually process. It is so hard to like write a YAML parser yourself. Like write a parser that accounts for the white space and all of that stuff. It sucks. Anyway, like, it's kind of all just guesswork, because there's so many rules for YAML formatting, and then there's so many exceptions, because a list can look 4 different ways, and so your interpreter has to account for all of that stuff. It kind of sucks. I get YAML and I like using it, but like, write an application that uses YAML and like you have to process it yourself. You'll find you'd much rather just like parse some JSON with JQ or something instead of YAML. I don't know, there's tools out there like YQ and stuff, but I don't know. YAML is interesting. Anyway, I didn't get YAML for the longest time. I finally had it explained to me. Yeah, like it's okay. You can do some weird stuff in YAML, and there's a bunch of ways to do the same thing. Like one example, I'm trying to think of where I would find an example. Maybe in PM2 configure. Like this is I call it a string block. It's just like an entire block because of this pipe. But then there's a difference between the pipe and is it on the other side? And that way of denoting, holy cow, I didn't know I had a triangle ligature. That's cool. I really like my ligatures. Open caret. Now I have to just write it as is. Open caret pipe. They're both the same string block. Notice my linter, everything's happy, but it like means something else, or it is a little bit interpreted differently, or the indenting matters because you have the caret here. There's just weird rules like that in YAML, but they're all a string block. But why is there 4 ways to do it? I don't know. That's just an example. Hey, Junior Dev, thanks for following. Appreciate it. All right, I'm happy with this. I'm going to, can I just stash? Gosh dang it. I want to stash just the, oh, I need to get rid of the watchdog thing. I want to stash just specific files. Can I do that? Okay, I can get rid of that. Question, can you help me justify my next code base rewrite? Only if it's in Go. Justified. Go forth. Go forth. Anyway, I have a love-hate relationship with Python. Yeah, I spent, like I said, the beginning of my career doing PowerShell, which is like very dynamic, I barely knew what types were. I did PowerShell for forever. You just do stuff, get some stuff back. Everything's wrapped in a try-catch. I thought that was magical. And then the first programming language that I really learned was Go. Very static and like the total opposite. Like you can't do anything unless you define your types and your returns. And all of that was so foreign to me. But I was really attracted to, I won't say the structure of it, but just like, you know exactly what goes in, you know exactly what's coming out. Like this thing returns a string and an error. And that is just, I didn't know I loved that until I had it. And now I'm like, how the heck, why did I do this crappy code in PowerShell? I literally, my functions would just be like, the entire function is in a try and then catch. I just throw a fancy error with like a line number and a column and stuff. And that was my error handling in PowerShell. I mean, sometimes I would catch specific error types. It was like a lot of Active Directory stuff. Those modules return some actual errors, but otherwise it was just a big try catch, which is just a doofus, right? But then in Go, it's like you're forced to deal with every error where it's at through your stack. It's just like it's amazing. I loved the structure. I also love how easy it is for your LSP to analyze the language when it's a typed language like that. I love that. I like in Ruby, you have no idea where the function is defined. It could be a bunch of places, right? It's more dynamic. Your imports sometimes don't link up correctly, and then you don't know where you're importing a thing from. And it's just a mess in a dynamic language like that. But in Go, it's like it has to be one way or it doesn't work. And so your LSP can analyze the language a lot better. You know exactly where everything is. I really like that structure. So that's why I like Go. Okay. Something about Bash. Started in PowerShell. Yep. Dominantly Windows Server environment. PowerShell has become my go-to. Yeah, that's how I was. And now I'm in the camp of like the best part of Windows is Linux. You know, I used to be a little Windows fanboy doing PowerShell, but now I'm like, work in Linux or do PowerShell in Linux. Don't do PowerShell in Windows. I just love Linux. No, it's great. And it's just like I have PowerShell installed. I have it. But like Bash is everywhere. So why wouldn't I just try to use Bash? Same thing with Tmux. There's like other terminal multiplexers like ZellaJ, and I think there's another one. I can't think of what it's called, but like Tmux is everywhere. So just learn Tmux. Why learn PowerShell when I can't do anything in my enterprise work environment against the 4,000 servers we manage? Because PowerShell is not installed on 4,000 servers, but Bash is. So it's like, I love PowerShell, but it's not always the best when you have to actually manage enterprise environments. Yeah, I'm running Windows for my periphery applications. And actually, one of the big reasons I run Windows is my Power Toys, Fancy Zones inside of Microsoft Power Toys. I've got a 49-inch super ultra wide monitor, and I've got then two other monitors above. So I need all these zones, and there is no Linux application that does it like Fancy Zones. I love being able to just flick my apps to these windows right in the middle. It'll do both. Just snaps right to everything. I love that. I love it. There's nothing in Linux that does it like that. So yeah, that's that. Blue Shell is more powerful. But if you get Blue Shell, it means you're losing her. Oh, yeah. Window Grid, is that for Windows? I've never heard of it. All right. Oof. Modern window management program for Windows. Man, this is small. Hold right click. Yep, that's how I flick my stuff. So you get to define your zones. Are you saying this is better or just an alternative, maybe? I don't like dynamic. I want, they have to be exactly where I put them. And I get to do that in Power Toys. For example, I'm streaming my 49-inch ultra wide, but it matches my middle zones. These two things, like that to you guys is full screen, but I've got crap on the sides. I've got Discord and Twitter and Spotify, browser, OBS, like all on the same monitor, all out to the sides. So Fancy Zones, I know exactly what is being pumped out to the world. So I love Fancy Zones. Put this in, blah, 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 blah. With monitors on different sides. Yeah, so this is a 5120 by 1440. And then these two are 1920s, and they all have their own layouts. I've never had a problem with Fancy Zones. So I don't know what you're talking about. All right, let's come back to here. I want to figure out, have I already committed something? Upgrade steps. Yep. Okay. Finalizing purge Cool. Something that I'm going to flex for just a sec. Something I set up recently was getting all of my local commits that I just pushed up this commit. It shows up as verified in GitHub. All of them do now. And I just love that. So cool. It makes me cooler than you. It's very cool. I think that's so cool. Because before I would only get this if I did it in GitHub. Like do a pull request in GitHub, edit a file directly in GitHub. But now I have verified on everything, and it just makes me cooler than you. I don't know how else to say it. Let's see. I'm gonna flux for a minute here. Flex, yeah, pun. But you can use both side by side as their triggers are different. Guru, I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to. It originally, Fancy Zones. It originally only supported one layout for all displays. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now I make a layout. I make a layout for the size. So obviously I've got one layout for my big one, and then my two, they're both 1080p. So they're the exact same layout for those. What do you mean I see an unverified? Yeah, this is in the before times. This is where I was still messing with crap. I got a partially verified, unverified. But now everything, all my local commits are signed in GitHub, respects my authority. So that's fun. Oh, what just happened? Oh, the song did a weird thing. I thought my face broke for a second. Sorry. Oh, I changed the song. That was that annoyed me. All right, so this is an easy merge. Oh, you already, okay, I'll click the button. Easy merge, thanks. And then what is this other one? Oh, this is the update. So Car, I don't know if you saw my comment. This is because my Proxmox, these templates I made like, I don't know, a year ago. When were these made? Do I even have a date on them? I don't have notes on these templates. I should. I need to just delete these and remake them. Because when I make these templates with my Ansible, it pulls down the latest Ubuntu Cloud init image, and they build those daily, right, with patches that they do. So I just needed to on my node, I needed to like do an apt fix broken packages install to fix crap that my template was bad with. And then like apt was able to, the update was actually able to work, but I guess we could technically run into it, but you know, I'm a sysadmin of these VMs, so I had to fix my own problem before Ansible would continue. So that's fine. I like how you talk with your hands. That's a spicy VM. I have to, I don't know. I love the additional nonverbals. Speaking of talking with their hands, have you ever noticed how much the Moonlander looks like a pair of oven mitts? I have. Someone made fun of me on Twitter, which, you know, is a rare occurrence. What the heck just happened? Dude, click the browser. Drag. Oh, I should just put this here. Twitter. Let's go to me. Search for oven mitts. There. This guy. Oh, this is the guy that made the Vim macros video that I posted earlier. I think he must also have the Moonlander, or he's just making fun of it. He's got another. Oh, Jers. Oh, hey, I did not know that. I did some macros earlier, and then I was just like, all the reason I'm doing this is because of that video. So I linked your video earlier. Yeah, that's the guy. He's the oven mitt man. Yes, but they are nice. They are nice. I love my oven mitts. Oh, Melky, yeah. So he's got the Moonlander as well. So, anyway, this guy's a jerk. Do not follow him. Okay, fine. Follow him. But anyway, yeah. So car. Long story short, the error with updating was my own fault. It was my crappy templates. I guess I could try to remake those real quick. Whoops. Did I delete that? Well, here we are. This is also on GitHub, this home.io. This is where I keep all my home lab config for everything and all my Terraform for everything. So I've got a playbook for my Proxmox, and it configures. So I install a fresh Proxmox, just freshly installed. There's nothing. And then I run Ansible against it to do all the things. I update it, set some firewall rules, set up my Terraform access, the user permissions that Terraform needs, and then I make my templates, right? So for Ubuntu 22, I would go and download that latest ISO and then run a bunch of crap commands to set up the disk and give it drivers and blah, 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 blah. And so I would just need to rerun this playbook. So let's do that. Ansible, let's just go there. There we go. So run my Proxmox playbook. Let me look at that INI file real fast. Okay, that's right. So we're good. Skipping the Terraform user since it already sees it's there. It's already got all the right permissions. See, it skipped all this stuff because the template's already there. It's just going to start the VM. It's going to start the template and then try to update it inside the template. And once that update's done, it's going to shut it down. But this is so old and there's kernel module stuff. I feel like it's going to fail. So it's trying to update now. Taxed out. And it says it updated, but if I wanted to just ensure it was fully updated, I would just delete it. And the fact that this wouldn't exist, it wouldn't skip these. It would re-download it and redo all this crap. You would be such a good head coach in the NFL. You've got a playbook for everything. Shut up. I'm actually not a big football fan. I don't know. I just don't care. I wrestled my whole life, but I just don't care about football. I live in Nebraska, so I'm like a Husker fan, college football, because my wife was obsessed and I cared nothing about it. And we're slowly meeting in the middle. I've kind of made fun of her enough, so she's no longer obsessed. And I like it because then we get to order, we eat pizza and watch a football game and stuff like that. So, I slowly liked football. And my friend took me to an Eagles game, the game this season where we crushed the Chiefs. So I'm like, at what point am I actually a fan? Because I went to an Eagles game and it was fun. So I guess I'm an Eagles fan now. I don't know. So that's that. All right. So apparently my templates are updated. Whoa, that's not what I want. Wrong thing. Z Terraform procs. There we go. So then Again, on a fresh install, I would have ran the Ansible that I just ran. It did everything. Set up my templates, blah, blah, blah. And then I used Terraform to create my VMs. So I'm going to make one here in just a sec. There's nothing to do, but if I come in here, come to this, and all it takes to make a new VM for me, this is how I've organized it, is that I just would uncomment a block like this, give it a name, Proxmox, a VM ID, what's its IP, what hard drive is it going to be installed on. I give it a MAC. This solves a bunch of weird SSH issues. You don't have to do this, but I do it. And then what template is it going to be based off of? Which one of my templates, right? And that's it. I'm going to save that. All right, I'll just close. So Terraform plan, it's going to look at my config, look at real life, and say, what the crap do I got to do to make what's in my config a reality? And it's going to come back and see, oh, everything's fine, except I'm missing this entire one VM. So I need to create one VM, change nothing, and delete nothing. Right, so we see this is the summary, but it's going to show us exactly what it's going to create. It's going to create an entire virtual machine called this. All this data is going to be applied to it. So let's make it. I'm going to say, go forth and do the thing. Run the plan. Make it happen. So it'll just rethink for a sec, and then it will start provisioning whatever it needs to do, changing settings. So now it's starting. We see now it's starting to make this VM, which is a clone of this. And then it'll expand. It'll give it more CPUs, more RAM eventually, expand the hard drive to be 400 some gigs. Good night, Car. Thanks so much. I will get a pull request made tonight. I think I've done enough testing, probably. Testing on one node is enough, right? Ship it to prod. It's ready. Once it's a PR, it's easier to test because then you don't touch it as much, hopefully. But anyway, so this is how I make my VMs. I don't come in here and click create. I don't click around in this crap. I let Terraform do it. So this is how I make my Flux nodes. I'm going to make a YouTube video on this, specifically on like creating some sort of bare Terraform scaffolding on how to do this for your Flux nodes. Just a step-by-step. Here's the files you need. Make a module. The module has these files. Change these values. Poof, you can do this too. I'm going to make a video on that. I think I just sort of gloss over this stuff because for me, it's kind of simple. It's easy. I do it and I know what's going on because I made this stuff. But for others looking, you know, it's hard if you have never used Terraform before. So I'm going to make something that just walks you through it. You know, now that I'm a YouTuber, might as well make some stuff. Anyway, this is still making, but then I get my Terraform makes these notes, like what template was it made from, just some initial specs. I can see the stuff here, but it's still just in the spirit of documenting, right? Sorry, I'm looking at... Okay. Oh, there we go. Sorry. I'm looking at something. Okay. All right, car went to bed. I already said goodnight. Bye. So, okay, so now I want to destroy this. It should be done. Yeah, it's done. So I would just come into this and undo that. Just comment it out, delete that chunk of code. And if I do Terraform plan, which is just gonna tell me what it's gonna do, it's gonna be the opposite. I'm gonna add nothing, I'm gonna change nothing. I have one VM to destroy and it'll just go and delete it, clean it up, get rid of disk jobs and whatever else it's made. So apply and that'll just disappear. So I don't do anything in here. It's all automated. Yep. I'm that cool. All with NeoVim. and it's gone. So let me see if my node is back up. Neovin, by the way. What's going on? Oh, Eagles fan, by the way. Go Eagles! Go Birds! E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! I've never been to an NFL game, and that was my first one, was this season when the Eagles beat the Chiefs. I was really hoping T-Swizzle would be there. She wasn't. That would have been cool, but I've never been to a football game. That was a crazy game. Just in general. And then let alone it's my first one ever. It was raining on us. We had ponchos. We were soaked. It was cold, but it was still really fun. Okay, these are approved. This is the OS update stuff. Look at this unverified loser. Now he's verified and cool. All right, I'm gonna merge this in. I've tested the crap out of that. That's old. Merge, merge, merge. What am I doing? Oh, there's my wafu. All right, this session. Git stash, main, whoops. Pull. And then, shouldn't have to force push to update a branch. Do I need to like git pull origin main rebase or something? I don't know. I don't know why I run into that. All right, have a good night. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for checking out my oven mitts, if you know what I mean. Yeah, have a good one. I'm gonna be done here in a sec too. Once I get this pull request done, which I should probably start sometime. This branch. Let's just see, compare. So yeah, there's only 2 commits on here, but I just wanted to pull stuff I just merged in. And I love clicking this Copilot button. It's just gonna write crap for this, and I'll add some context and stuff, but oh, I need to fix this. Maybe that's okay. This is for PM2 stop. And if we can't stop, I guess that would be a problem. Maybe. Why would that be a problem to ignore the error? Is there ever a reason where we want to run PM2 stop where it errors and we would not want to continue? If it errors, it's not working, which it would already be stopped, right? I'm going to leave it. I don't think it's a big deal. All right, this pull request includes changes for blah, 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 blah. TLDR, create and update for NVM node. Without borking nodes. vm.node. Oh. Good enough for me. Verified. Test passing. Well, does anyone have any questions or anything before I go to bed? I don't really have anything else to work on now that that's done. But I love explaining things, so I guess now's the time. If you have I've gotten some NeoVim questions. I kind of glossed over some of them. Hopefully I answered it enough, but all my config is out on my .dot files. Kind of got a video on how that works. It's all Ansible as well. Tmux. My fish. If you're curious, I have fish. Because I'm cool. So, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, this is fun. I'm really gonna try to stream more often. I just think this is great. It's fun. I don't know. I like streaming, and I get work done. It's like streaming's like my rubber ducky, you know. Not that I think I have a ton to offer the world, but it's more like it helps keep me focused, and talking to the ether is like talking to my rubber ducky, you know, so rubber duck, whatever. Anyway, ooh, shark, I missed it. I don't think he ate any fish, but mini scruff. Yes, this is the ZSA Moonlander Mark 1. Meaning I hope they make a Mark II, because I have a couple gripes about this keyboard. It's an amazing keyboard. If it broke, I would immediately buy another one. But I hope they improve a couple things in another version. But also, Moat is so ready for this. Ta-da, I use Dvorak. Yay. Makes me cool. So this is how my keyboard's configured. Some stuff I couldn't explain. It just says macro, but like this button on my thumb is a single alt tab. I'm so sorry. I try to stream it's as quickly as possible, the stream. But I'm streaming to Restream, a platform, and then it's forwarding it to Twitch and YouTube and LinkedIn and Twitter and stuff. So sorry for the delay, but that's why there's a delay. I'm trying this out, trying to be on a bunch of things. And that's what this chat here is. You see the Twitch icons, but eventually if someone commented from Twitter or commented from YouTube, it would show the YouTube icon. So it kind of brings all the chats together. Yeah, I have synchronous gig fiber, by the way, because I am just as cool as possible. So I've got, yeah, a gig pipe both ways, synchronous, which means I can download and upload 1 gig both at the same time. Super cool. But yeah, Restream seems to be cool. It's just the chat is strange. And it's strange because I can just pull up Restream. On Restream, I made an event, which I've never done this before. I just made an event for tonight, and I scheduled it 15 minutes ahead of time because I thought that would be cool. But then like there's no chat for this. It's just like, this is my chat, is this tiny window here. That's it. There's no like pop out like this. This is just viewing the chat. But I want a big chat about this size. This is way behind. Oh, this chat is way behind. I want a chat this big that then I can type down here at the bottom and just like reply to this stuff. Yeah, so I'm streaming right now to YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn. I turned off Kick because I've never streamed to Kick before, but it can technically do that. To various destinations. Chat Consolidator. Check out Social Stream. Is there a link for that? I've never heard of that. Is that like a site? But anyway, that's how I'm viewing the chat. And then I'm responding in here if I ever have to respond. You should be able to post a link. Yeah, it shouldn't stop you. I don't have any... I'm not popular enough to need to like auto mod my stuff. If there is, that's annoying. Yeah, it also is streaming to LinkedIn because why not? A bunch of, you know, Primogen and them are like invading LinkedIn with their Twitter shenanigans, which I think is hilarious. But yeah, anyway. Oh, back to talking about me and my keyboard. It's Dvorak, by the way. Yeah, this is like a single alt tab. So if I had like code, I can just do this really quickly between two apps. That's fun. Social Stream. Is this a plugin for OBS or a plugin for Restream? Oh, this is a plugin to have OBS do the multiple platforms. Right? Oh, so if my bandwidth was high enough, I mean, I would have to. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, I've got gig. So I could stream to 7 things all at once. And I wouldn't have to pay for Restream or whatever. Very cool. I did not know about this. I will, but then yeah, all of them would be real time. You know, real time, right? That's kind of what I want. That's the one of the only drawbacks so far to Restream is there is a delay just because it has to do its own encoding and stuff. All right, that's bookmarked. I'll try to set that up for next time. Not even go through Restream. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, single alt tab. This is backspace, delete, space, enter, alt. While I'm holding this bottom key with my left hand or this key with my right thumb, this is what my keyboard becomes. So I'm too lazy to like hit shift 1 to hit an exclamation point. I would just hit this button with my thumb and up pinky. Like this is shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just kind of right on my home row. And then with my left hand, I immediately have a number pad on my right hand. So this is really nice. I don't want to move, right? I just want my number pad. And then with here, I want my special characters. So that's that button. Those two, I guess. And then while I'm holding this middle one with my left thumb, I get this, which I use home and end a lot in Vim, actually. Like you're supposed to hit GG to go to the beginning of the line of the file, but I just hit home to go to the beginning of the line or control home, which is really easy to hit. It's literally on home row, volume and stuff. But then over here, I can control my mouse like WASD. I can click, I can left click, I can click and drag just without my mouse. Total Vim Chad move, but I don't need my mouse technically. It's a little clunky. And then I've got QWERTY just because some stuff needs it, like video games. There's a lot of video games that don't let you remap to Dvorak. You have to use WASD. So I've got layers for that. But anyway, all right, that's my keyboard. Makes me cool. It's a GitHub repo. Yeah, I'll look into it. I did not know. I'm kind of new to OBS. I used Streamlabs for a long time because it was super easy. And then I just liked the lightweightness of OBS. Like that's just the thing you use. So I migrated to it, had to remake all my scenes and stuff, but never really did much with plugins. And I don't even know how my alerts are working. I've missed some alerts. So I have a lot of crap to fix. Microbic Music. Yes, this is a Moonlander. Sorry, I've talked about this keyboard a couple times. That's fine. Yeah, this is the Moonlander Oven Mitts. And yeah, it's Dvorak. Actually, I'm going to post a link to my layout for anyone that's actually curious because these layouts are just public. So I'm going to do that. And if I do this and then that thing, that should go and do the thing, and then the thing is there, and there's the thing. So that's the link to my layout. Yeah, if you have a Moonlander, you could use my layout too, but I made this for me, so. Oh, you just ordered one. So mine is white, obviously. And I've got the blank sculpted keycaps. And yeah, Dvorak. Took me a while to learn. Actually, I hated my life for a long time. The day that this keyboard came in is the day that I cold turkey switched to Dvorak and started my Vim journey. I just did them all at the same time. I ditched VS Code, I ditched QWERTY, and got this keyboard same day. Life sucked for forever. I was exhausted at the end of the day trying to type. It was exhausting having to think about typing. Like, it was awful. It sucked. It was terrible. Have I said that already? It sucked. I was at like 110-ish words per minute with 100% accuracy on QWERTY. I'm back up to like 75-ish, 80 on a good day on Dvorak. So I'm still a little slower technically, but it's much more comfortable. It's fun. I love Dvorak. But man, life sucked for a while. It was so hard. I actually resorted to like hitting Windows H in Windows to like voice dictate messages because typing was so hard for a while. Oh, it's typing right now. Shut up. Got it. I did that. I just did that for the longest time. It sucked. It sucked. Have I said that already? Anyway. All right. Yeah, so that's the layout. All of my config is out here on GitHub. It's in my, do I have this open somewhere? Yep, here. It's in my dot files. github.com/techdoofus/dot files. I've got a little dorky YouTube video in here. Just sort of giving a tour on how this Ansible works, but all of my config for everything is out here. All of my NeoVim, all my bash, my prompt, my aliases. It's all, the config lives in here and it's deployed with Ansible. And so if you know Ansible, you would just go into the role, tasks, and see exactly how I'm copying my bash and exactly how I'm setting up tmux and installing Kubernetes and updating Fuzzy Finder. All the things. This to me is much better than like symlinking or using Stow or any other weird tricks to trick Ubuntu that your config's in the right spot. Just let Ansible put it there. So that's what I do. It's all out here. And there is some stuff that you can't see because it's encrypted, and that's fine. I've got the secret to this stuff, and I can commit my OpenAI API key out here because I've got the mega long password to decrypt it. So you have a glorious mustache. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am honoring our stash dev forefathers with my stash. You can't be a good tech professional without one. So mustache, neck beard, or you're nothing. It's one or the other, not both, and not neither. Pick one. Joke. Yeah, so anyway, all my private stuff, these are all my private SSH keys. Get copied down on my machine in plain text because Ansible decrypts them with my password. But everything else is public. You can fork this and just, delete my secrets, but you'll get all my config as is. All the stuff that's not encrypted, you can have this too. Just fork it, right? So all my configs out here. I've gotten a lot of questions about like, what's my NeoVim color scheme? How do I do this in tmux? It's all out here. And then this video sort of walks you through exactly how to run it and run the .files command. I could run that real quick, I guess, but I just run .files, and it's Ansible. It's going to just do everything. Update my system, run all these roles, do the config, blah, 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 blah. So that's there. All my home lab stuff is in home.io. It's here. So all my Terraform and Ansible is out here, public. So if you have any questions, go out there. Otherwise, hit me up on all the things. I am Tech Doofus on everything. I've said this before. Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, OnlyFans, all the things. I'm Tech Doofus. So go forth and find me on your respective platform. But yeah, that's me. I have no idea when I'm going to stream next, but I'm going to try. Hey, thanks for following. I appreciate it. Virgil, Pi Virgil. That's my guess as to how you say that. Hello. But yeah, if you ever have any questions, let me know. I'd love answering questions and helping out. I kind of live on Twitter and Discord. That's really all I have that I'm like really active on. A couple years ago, I deleted Facebook and Instagram and everything else because I was just a scrolling zombie. And my full stack. My last gig was a full stack dev, and that's where I really dove into learning Go, a little bit of Ruby. There's things you like. There's tools that you know. And then once you join a full stack team, you really learn them because there's no other team to throw stuff over the wall to. It's like you do everything. You do your own firewalls, your own ingress, your own Kubernetes deployments, all the stuff. What language do you use in front? I don't know what that means. Most of what I've been working on, this stuff is YAML. This is just Ansible tasks. Just running Ansible. It's not really a program if you don't know what Ansible is. It's just automation. But yeah, joining a full stack team, that was probably the job I've learned the most at. If you had to pick any of my jobs, we just did everything, and that was so great. We didn't have to ask any other teams to provision things. We didn't have to make tickets for other teams. We just handled everything. Oh, over 10. Wow. Razor, CSS, HTML. HTML is my favorite programming language. Just kidding. I want to add front end. Front end is the part of full stack that I never touched. I'm clueless on. Yeah, I don't get it. I've never had to do it. My blog is just a Jekyll static site. So even that barely counts as doing front end, right? There's no authentication. There's no database calls or anything like that. So, but I'm very unsure between React or Angular. Yeah, I am not a front end guy at all. Flask. I've never used any of it, so I don't know Java, JavaScript, anything. If I had to learn JavaScript, I learned TypeScript. I was talking earlier about how going from PowerShell to Go. I loved Go's types. I did not know how much I would love like a typing system until I learned Go. And then compared to PowerShell, you can just do anything and errors can come from anywhere and you have no idea when it's going to break. So I loved that about Go. It forced you to handle everything at every step. But yeah, can't really help you on the front end stuff because I'm not a front end guy, but I'm a full stack guy, but not a front end guy, you know? Which is kind of cheating, I guess, or facetious, but yeah. Anyway, yep. All my stuff's on GitHub. GitHub has a bunch of social links. Click my Twitter. Twitter has my link tree. That's got more links. I've just got links all over. Find me on something. Find me on Discord. I love chatting and answering questions, but I'm gonna go. It's midnight here. I've got 2 kids and twins on the way, so I need my sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna go to bed and hate my decision to stay up this late, but it is what it is. 3 a.m. here. Oh my gosh. That's another thing about like, I've got kids and stuff and I really can't stream until they all go to bed, and then it's late. And then there's people that don't live in America that it's like in the middle of the night for them and they can never join my streams. I have a lot of friends in Europe and Switzerland and Sweden and Australia and stuff, and they can never join these because it's so late. The dream gig is that like my day job would be on open source, and then you could just stream open source all day long, and that would be fantastic. But I don't have an open source gig at the moment. But yeah, like I said, I've got 2 toddlers and I've got We're cooking twins right now, so I'm terrified in a couple months when they show up. What the heck is life going to be like? But it'll be fine. We'll be fine. But all right, follow me on all the things. I'm gonna go. I've said that 15 times. I appreciate everyone being here, man. I love making new friends. This is great. I'm gonna try to stream more because it's just fun. I will say this, since a bunch of new people are here, like I started streaming a couple years ago, and I started with PowerShell, and I started streaming because I noticed like the only people that would stream PowerShell or like just like stream programming or tech in general are like the people at the top of the food chain, Primeagen, PowerShell gurus. And it's really intimidating to ask these mega professionals like these stupid questions. If you're just starting out with something or you think your question is stupid, it's really intimidating. So I kind of take pride in my niche is like calling myself a doofus is not facetious. Like I'm just a normal dude. And so my niche is like trying to stream. You watch me struggle with stupid stuff, and I rely on chat all the time to fix things. But like that's my niche, is like to help learn, and I've taught PowerShell. That's why when I get a question, I love stopping and like just explaining it because I like to teach and stuff. So don't ever, I hope I say that to say like, I hope you don't ever feel like you can't ask me a question, or if it's like, I hate to interrupt, but what keyboard is that? Like, I love that stuff. That's the whole point of doing this, is we're all just nerds. We're all a doofus in our own way, and we should all help each other. So I love to just answer questions and stuff, whether I'm streaming or not. Reach out. That's the whole reason I do this. It's like someone helped me. If I can help somebody, I'd like to, but hopefully I'm not intimidating. I don't know. That's kind of the goal, is to just, I'm a doofus, ask me stuff. I think you are, and I kind of am in the same boat in that regard. I assume you mean we're both doofuses and not doofuses in our own way. Like, obviously, like I'm good at some things, but no one's an expert at everything, right? And that's just the truth. And I'll never pretend to be smarter than somebody, right? Unless they're a VS Code user, right? That's just a given. NeoVim. But that's a joke. Don't roast me. But yeah, so anyway, that's why I stream. Help teach, help people. Yeah. And show off how cool I am, obviously. So, all right, I'm going to bed. I said that 5 times, but I mean it this time. So, yeah, until next time. I have no schedule because I have kids, but I'll see you next time. So, have a good one, everybody, and sleep tight. Bye.